You know how I was touting the magics of eye masks to
That's right. That's right.
to prevent you from seeing the man in the hat? Well, anyway, Robert sat on mine and I thought it'd be fine, and now I have a sty in my eye, and that's why I'm wearing my glasses. So you don't see my sloth eye.
What? Welcome to Scary Mystery Surprise,
where we talk about scary things that surprised us around the internet.
I'm Edwin.
And I'm Michelle. We have a special guest today.
Yes, we do. And she is Cristina from Espooky Tales. Welcome, Cristina.
Yes, hi. Very excited to be here.
Yay. You're on the Scary FM network now.
I am, yes.
Great start to the year.
Yeah, great start to the year. So make sure you guys go check out her show. But she's here to talk about
The Legend of La Siguanaba.
So that's this week's surprise. Cristina telling us a story.
I'm excited to hear this story.
I'm sure you guys are aware the world is full of lady in white stories or vengeful women. They're my favorite. I love them. And La Siguanaba is one of those. It's mostly known in Central America, but especially El Salvador. But she is also known as like the horse lady. You'll find out, I guess. Yeah.
Ooh, intriguing.
I had to look it up. I mean, obviously, she comes up as the female ghost, like the top female ghost or whatever they call them, female monsters.
Isn't she kind of tied to La Llorona?
A lot of people conflate it with La Llorona because it's a vengeful woman preying on men.
There can be more than one.
Yeah, that's the only thing they have in common. There's more than one. She is her own queen.
It doesn't need to be just one monster preying on men. There can be multiple.
And the backstories are all different. So depending on where you are, the story changes a little bit, but it's mostly the same. According to legend, years and years ago, like in colonial times, there was a woman. Her name was Siwewet, which means beautiful woman in Nawa. Legend tells that she used her charms and her beauty to get what she wanted, as she should.
As she should.
Her charms and beauty helped her get the love of the prince, Yesun. Times were not good. There was wars going on. So Yesun, he was not there a lot. He was off fighting in wars. And Siwewet, she liked to sleep around. So she was not faithful to Yesun.
She was horny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, her husband's away. Come on.
Yeah, we get it.
Let's cut her some slack. Yeah. So Siwewet took this time while Yesun was away to have many, many affairs. From one of these affairs, she had a child. His name is El Cipitillo. He is not Yesun's son. Somehow Yesun didn't know, I guess. I don't know.
He's gone for years and there's just a baby there. And he's like, oh, it's mine.
Yeah. That part doesn't make sense to me. He comes back from war, and Siwewet, being his wife and still sleeping with a bunch of guys, that's not enough for her. She wants to be the only one to rule. She wants to be the queen by herself. So she makes this plan to get rid of Yesun. There's some sort of party, festival type thing going on, and this is where she is going to kill him, basically. She hires this bruja to give him a potion that's supposed to kill him at this party. I don't know why it has to be at the party. But he drinks this potion. Instead of dying, he turns into a monster.
She should get her money back because that's not what was guaranteed.
Why at a party? Like, why not in private, a private killing? Like,
I think there's more suspects if it's at a party.
Oh.
See, that's my true crime brain. You want to murder him at a party. Everyone's going to look to the queen in the first place. So
yeah, that's a good point. Maybe that's why she did it. So he turns into a monster. He starts attacking everyone at the party. He is eventually killed because they have to put him down because he's attacking everyone, right? So she did get what she wanted. Yeah. And he happens to also be the son of the god Tlaloc. I want to say the god of water / rain, that kind of stuff. And so he finds out that Siguanaba is the one who orchestrated this whole thing, and that she has been cheating on Yesun this whole time. And El Cipitillo is not his grandson. It's someone else's.
Everything.
Oof.
Yeah,
All at
everything.
once.
He finds
Brutal.
all of this out. Yeah, and he's very angry. He doesn't like this. So he goes to Siguanaba and he curses her because of everything she's done. She's going to be cursed to roam the countryside for eternity, preying on men, and also searching for her son El Cipitillo because they're going to be separated. She can never catch up to him either. But she's going to live forever. She's going to now become a horrible, ugly woman. That's her curse. And so he curses her into having the face of a horse. And it's like a rotting horse. It's not even like a cute horse, which is worse.
So it's not like a Sarah Jessica Parker face. It's like a.
And it's not like a My Little Pony. Like it's more
No.
like just this like rotting. Oh, jeez.
Rotting dead horse.
Ugh.
That's what she's been cursed with. So the curse is that she will appear to be beautiful from afar, but then when men get close to her and she turns around, she has the face of a rotting horse. It's horrifying, ugly, so ugly that men will die from shock. I don't know, from seeing her. It's horrifying.
Wow.
At the same time she was cursed, her son, El Cipitillo, unfair, but he was also cursed to live forever. His belly became distended as part of the curse, and his feet were turned around.
That always happens. Happens so much in cultures. I don't understand it. All these different
Backwards feet.
Backwards feet. Ugh.
He will forever have the appearance of a 8-year-old. He wears his pointy hat. He's got his backwards feet. He honestly looks a little bit like a duende.
I mean, I kind of love him. I kind of love
honestly,
him.
a little bit cute. Yeah.
Yeah.
When you see depictions of him, he is wearing a hat. He's got pointy ears. His feet are backwards. His belly is big because Siguanaba was busy being a terrible mom and he was neglected. So he would eat ashes and bananas. So if you look up pictures of him, it's usually he's holding a banana.
Huh. All right. Interesting twist.
He is said to just be like a mischievous little creature. He's not evil, but according to some people in El Salvador, he is evil. And he said that's where his like lair is. And he lures little girls to his lair and they're never seen again.
Ugh.
Even if he's not evil, he's still like a duende-like creature where he like will throw rocks at you and from the trees. He's said to spy on women that are like bathing in the rivers.
Of course.
Which is not that much of a thing anymore.
Like those hidden cameras.
That's worse.
Now he does it that way.
Yeah, he's like caught up with modern times.
He's like Santa Claus, but creepy and
Oh,
childlike.
what does he want?
He wants to watch. That's what he
That's basically it. Oh, yeah. I don't think having him around is a good thing, whether he's kidnapping or not.
My dad, he's from El Salvador. And when I asked him about El Cipitillo, he said that, everyone knows who he is. His grandma used to say, oh, it was El Cipitillo again when there was a mess in the kitchen. Because back then, ovens were like, you had to put, I don't know, wood in them. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how they turned on. And so then there was like ashes everywhere in the morning, and they would say El Cipitillo came, and because he likes to eat ashes. So if there was a mess in your kitchen that you didn't leave and there was ashes everywhere, it was him eating those ashes. He also said that he doesn't let young girls sleep. If he like likes a young girl, he would go to her bedroom and just like sit on her bed and just all night repeat, do you like me? Do you like me? Do you like me?
Oh my God. It's like being back in middle school.
Yeah.
What does he sound like, by the way, Christina? Like, is he like a...
It's definitely like a child's voice, but I don't know what he sounds like. Luckily, I've never heard him. I've never been to El Salvador.
Because imagine he's just like, do you like me? Do you like me? It's a complete
Oh,
different thing.
God.
I'm almost sure he sounds like a child.
Yeah, okay.
Do you like me? Do you like me? Do you like me?
Yeah, you know
Oh.
what? Probably like that. Which I don't know which one is worse, honestly. But they say the way to get rid of him if he does like start following you around and won't let you sleep is to eat a meal in the bathroom.
No.
I do that already.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah, because then he's so grossed out. He's like, ugh, I don't like you anymore. And he leaves.
Oh, God. Are you sitting on the toilet while you have to eat? Or is it just like...
No, you have to be on the toilet. Yeah.
That's so random, though. Like,
Yeah, when I read that, I was confused.
But also, I'm grossed out by it, so I guess it makes sense that he would also be like, ugh.
Back to his mama, La Siguanaba. She roams the countryside now because, she's been cursed and she lives for eternity just preying on men. It's like men who are out late at night when they should be at home sleeping with their wives or taking care of their children, whatever. Men that should be at home. So if they're out, I don't know, past midnight in the countryside in El Salvador or Guatemala, Honduras, all these places, then you're fair game for her. And so she started to be, I don't know, standing out on a rock or something, I don't know, combing her hair. It's long and black and beautiful. And she looks beautiful from behind. And so men walk up to her and expecting to, I don't know, get laid by this random woman sitting on a rock in the middle of the countryside.
Well, they're already out and about. I guess why not? Why not just get to sleep with a random woman out brushing her hair?
And so they walk up to her. As they get closer, she turns around and, has this rotting horse face. Either a man gets scared to death and dies on the spot, or he goes insane. He loses his mind and he's never the same again. Other stories, she lures the men to a cliffside and then they fall off the cliffside and die. Most depictions of her is like a normal horse-looking face, not the rotting horse. Sometimes it's like a skull of a horse.
it kind of sounds like one of those cautionary tales, doesn't it? A little bit where...
Yeah, like don't be out late at night.
Yeah.
Don't be a slutty man, I guess.
There are ways to save yourself from La Siguanaba if you happen to see her. One, if you don't stumble upon her, you can hear that she's approaching because you can hear her her breasts clapping together. Yeah, as she's galloping and approaching, you can hear her boobs slapping together because they're so long.
That's what I thought you said, but I was like, I'll just have her repeat it.
Yeah, and if you look up depictions of La Siguanaba, a lot of times her breasts are drawn as these like long U's. Not kidding.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah. They say that if a man yells, "No te vas a ir, Maria, pata de gallina," so you're not leaving crabgrass Maria, 3 times, she flees. I don't know why.
Huh.
Because her name's not even Maria. I don't know.
All right. Well, the magic word is that. I'm not quite sure why.
I'll say it again in case anyone runs into her and you need it. No te vas a ir, Maria, pata de gallina.
I'd never remember that.
Another thing you could do, because back then everyone carried machetes around with them.
Mm-hmm.
So if you pull out your machete and you bite into it, she like flees. I don't know.
Huh.
I don't know why.
Who comes up with these things? They're awesome. Like
I wonder.
They're just
Yeah,
like the randomest. Eat in the bathroom? Like, come on.
Crabgrass Maria. Yeah. Some say that if you pull her hair, she will also leave, but I don't know. She might like it, honestly.
And, she's probably got a gorgeous mane of hair since she's, part horse. So
I heard a similar, right now when you said the patas de gallina thing, there's a creepy legend where like this woman, also it's the same thing. When a person's leaving the bar late at night, this guy walking down the street and you see this beautiful woman, when she goes with you, like you look down and she just has chicken legs, like bird feet.
Telling you, Latin America and beautiful women that are just out to get men, it's a thing. It's a thing. And La Siguanaba is just one of many.
Yeah.
I love
but
it.
I love her still. But there's this story someone told me that when her father was a child, she was in Guatemala. Not she. Her father was in Guatemala with his siblings. That's where he lived. And his mom was taking a nap in her room or something, but they didn't know that's where she was. And they were outside playing. And of course, the house was in the countryside. So like the house is there, but also there's just this rural area, woods, creek all nearby. And so they're closer to their house and they see their mom from afar, and she's like calling to them to go to her. So her dad, he was the youngest one, and he was a little mama's boy. So he was like more intrigued to follow this woman that he thought was the mom, calling them into the forest. And so he gets up and starts walking. And then one of the older brothers grabs him. He's like, "What are you doing? That's not mom." And he's like, "What do you mean? It looks just like her." And then they're like, "No, she's napping in her room right now. You can go see her." And then one of the other ones is like, "It's La Siguanaba." That's who it was, because they say that she can take the appearance of a loved one to lure you into the woods and like make kids disappear or men disappear. And they go back into the house, and yeah, their mom is sleeping. And then when they turn back around and look outside, the woman's not there anymore. But I mean, she was dressed in white. She looked like the mom, but was wearing a white dress, which La Siguanaba is said to have a white dress.
That's a nightmare I used to have as a kid, like confusing your parents, or your parents are gone and like you're by yourself now.
Yeah, I don't know how I'd react. You know, because you walk up and you're like behind them, and it's like, "Are you okay? Do you need any help?" Because it's like, what's going on? Why are you standing on that rock? Is everything all right? And then she turns around and it's
Yeah.
the horse face. And
The
it'd
big
be like,
reveal. No.
huh.
Someone else told me, because everyone from Guatemala or El Salvador, I think everyone's like uncle, everyone's drunk uncle
course.
ran into her or something. Yeah. It's always the poor uncles. But this person told me that their uncle was coming home late at night from like a bar, something, a party, drunk, of course. And he was walking and he ran into like a woman that like appeared to be beautiful. And somehow, I don't know, she convinced him to follow her. And so he starts following her. And then he doesn't remember what happened, but the next day he woke up like tied to a tree. So he says that it was La Siguanaba. Honestly, could have been like a woman who just was like wanted to get like payback on him or something. But according to him, it was La Siguanaba.
Was he married by any chance?
Maybe.
It's like, might be the story you tell. It's like, why did you come home last night? Oh, well.
You know, I don't know what happened. Well, they found him tied to the tree. He was actually on the tree. And he says, like, I don't know what happened. I was following this woman. She was wearing white. Her hair was long and black. And then next thing I know, I'm tied to this tree.
I might, call shenanigans on his story.
Yeah.
But now when women are walking home at night, you just always, like, what if it's a safety thing? Instead of mace, you just have like a horse head. Like, and you just,
Right?
like, it's like a mask.
You turn around holding it. Yeah.
And that's the way you safely walk home at night, is that you have your horse head like stashed in your purse when you go out that night. And then you're like, when you're ready to go home, you put your horse head on and you just hit the road, your horse skull. And that's it.
You're safe.
Ladies, let's take the streets back.
I was going to tell you a story. One of my friends from way back in high school, he used to have really long hair. And when we got to college, like, he told me about this one time. He went to a party and like he would have guys like approach from behind, like, because he's this slim guy. He has that figure.
Oh, God.
And then he would turn around and just be like, "What's up?" And then it's like, ah. So I could just imagine that big reveal of like, be careful. Like, if she looks good from behind.
But you never know. She might have the face of a rotting horse.
That's a life lesson that everyone needs to learn.
I think so. I agree.
Here on Scary Mystery Surprise, we care.
Yeah, we care, and we're full of important advice and life lessons. Be aware, if you approach someone from behind, they might have a horse face. Just be aware of your surroundings at all times.
Oh, no.
Thank you, Cristina. That was great.
Yeah. Very
I
creepy.
mean, I'm thoroughly creeped out, and also I think I'll start a business in horse heads to sell to women. Or you just sell pepper spray with a horse head on it. That also might be more lucrative.
I like it.
Thanks, Christina. Where can people find you, by the way?
So many places. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok under @Espooky Tales. You can go to your podcast app where you're listening now and search Espooky Tales, and I'm right there. If you like history, you can find me on Historias Unknown.
Cool. Well, thanks a lot, Christina.
Yes, thanks a lot. What are we going to talk about next week, Edwin?
So I don't know. I think it'll be a surprise.
Scary Mystery Surprise is hosted by Michelle Newman and
Edwin Covarrubias. This podcast was edited and sound designed by Sarah Vorhees Wendel of VW Sound.